In a world where Lesson 3 needs to be taught, students watch this video. Comparing positive and negative number is Lesson 3. So we're going to be comparing numbers on the number line. I can explain how to use the positions of numbers on a number line to compare them. I can explain what a rational number is, and I can use inequalities to compare positive and negative numbers. So once you've got all of that, you are ready to move on. Don't forget your page number, today's date. All right, let's look and see which one doesn't belong. Oh, poor Stitch. That was a good movie. All right, back on. So think about these. Which of these inequalities should not belong? Well, you can make a case for each one. There's a lot of different reasons why the different ones are here, and so it's kind of like deciding which is going to make the most sense. You could say that, like, this one here doesn't belong because it is the only one that starts off as a greater than. The rest of them are all less thans. Anything else? Yeah, there's also some other things too, right? This one shows a greater than, but this one is actually accurate. Right? The other one's accurate. Yeah, this one isn't. This says that 5/4 is less than 2. Actually, it is, so that works. What about here? 8 and 5/10 is less than 7? No, that doesn't work. What about 10 and 0/100 is less than 100? Yeah, that works. So, maybe if you went by that, if you were talking about the truth of whatever ones we're talking about, greater than or less than, then you could say that 8 and 5/10 is less than 7, less than 7 would be the one that doesn't belong. So it kind of really just depends on what the question is in this situation, right? So let's move on to comparing some temperatures and do some actual comparing. Okay, we got a chart here for low temperatures in Celsius for a week in Anchorage, Alaska. So if we're going to look at a number line here, let's make a quick little number line. Something like so. Of course, it's not perfect. So let's see. On Monday, we were at 5. So I'm going to change the color here so it shows up a little bit better for you. So that's Mondays. Tuesday is -1, so here's 0. So I need to go 1 less, or back 1 for -1. That's Tuesday. Wednesday is -5 and 5/10. -1, -2, 3. Oops. 4, 5, and then halfway in between here. That would be Wednesday. I'll just leave that out. I'm not going to use that anyway. I don't think. -2 on Thursday. So there's Tuesday. Thursday is just behind it. Friday is a heat wave. 3 degrees. Woof! Saturday at 4 degrees. Oops. Yeesh. That's Friday. Saturday, getting really hot at 4 degrees. And then Sunday is at 0. Okay. Lowest temperature ever recorded in the United States was -62 degrees Celsius in Prospect Creek Camp, Alaska. The average temperature on Mars is about -55 degrees Celsius. So, which is warmer? Coldest day I'm sorry, which day of the week, forgot to do that one. Which day of the week had the coldest temperature? Yeah, it was Wednesday, wasn't it? -5 and 5/10. We talked about how with negatives, the greater that you've got, it's not like positive numbers. The greater that you have with that negative, the less it's worth, or the farther down to colder temperatures it goes. Back here, warmest temperature, the coldest which is warmer, the coldest temperature recorded in the U.S. or the average temperature on Mars? Coldest temperature in the U.S. is colder. How do I know that? Well, -62 on a number line is going to come before you get to -55, because -55 is going to be getting closer to 0 and positive numbers. So if I have -62 and -55, what do I need in between? Yeah, a less than symbol. Why? Because again, this actually, not a less than. Oh yeah, no wait, that's right. Because this is actually colder than this. This is a smaller value, or this is further down to the left than the -55 is. On a winter day, a low temperature in Anchorage, Alaska was -21 degrees Celsius, and the low temperature in Minneapolis, Minnesota was -14 degrees Celsius. Jada said, I know that 14 is less than 21, so -14 is also less than -21. This means it was colder in Minneapolis than in Anchorage. Do you agree? Well, I hope you don't agree, because the reason why it's actually colder in Alaska is because this says -21, and -21 is going to be further to the left on a number line than -14, because remember that when we start at 0, each number that we go back, we're going away from that. And it's the same thing that we always did before with positive numbers, that every number to the right was bigger than the ones to the left, and every one that you went to the left was getting smaller and smaller, or worth a lesser amount than what was above it. Okay? This is what we were just talking about. As you go away from 0 in the negatives, you're getting colder temperatures. As you go closer to 0 and then above 0, you're talking about warmer. Same thing with all numbers. Any numbers that are a negative compared to 0, the larger the number, the further away it is from 0. Whereas anything that is not a negative, every positive number, is going to be going greater. Or as you get closer to 0 from the negative side, you're just going greater and greater and greater. If you're going back to the left, that's always going to be smaller and smaller and smaller. Let's look at some rational numbers on a number line then. So we're going to plot these real quick. Draw this out in your notebook as well. So if this is 0, we want to go to -2, so that'll be to the left. Wrong button. 4, that's going to be to the right of 0. -7, we're going to go to the left of 0. There's -2, -3, -4, 5, -6, -7. That's unusual. Oh, I switched my size. There we go. And +10, 5, 6. Okay, so let's decide which of these are true and false based on this. So -2 is less than 4. Yeah, that's true. We can see that because -2 is to the left of 0, while 4 is to the right. What about negative 2 is less than negative 7? Yeah, that is false. Why is it false? Well, here's negative 2, and we have to go to the left of negative 2 to get to negative 7. So that right there proves that it is less than. And it should be a greater than symbol in here. 4 is greater than negative 7. Oh yeah, that's definitely true. Because look, here's 4 to the right of 0, and then here's negative 7 all the way on the left. And the final one, negative 7 is greater than 10. Yeah, this doesn't even make sense even if this was just 7, does it? Because 7 is less than 10. Andre says that 1/4 is always less than negative 3/4 because of the two numbers, 1/4 is closer to 0. Is that true? No, it's not about which one's closer to 0 or not. It's which one is further to the right of the other one. And since negative 3/4 is going to be to the left of 0, somewhere around here, that even though 1/4 is only slightly past, it's actually worth more because it is to the right of negative 3/4. So any number that is to the right is going to be greater of the number that is to the left in some way. And that was always true when we talked about positive numbers, right? It's just now we've opened up a whole new world here. A whole new world. Nope. Not gonna go for copyright. Disney, I didn't sing the song. I promise. Answer each of these. See if you can figure out which one is greater. So which is greater, 1/4 or 5/4? Yeah, it's 5/4, right? Both of them positive numbers. Both of them fourths for a denominator. There's 5 for a numerator here. It's worth more. What about which is farther from 0? 1/4 or 5/4? Yeah, 5/4 is farther, right? Because 1/4 would be close to 0. 5/4 is worth more than 1, so it's further away. What about these? Which is greater? Negative 3/4 or 5/8? Well, seeing how that 5/8 is going to be on the positive side, 5/8 is going to be greater. And which one of these is farther from 0? It's actually going to be the negative 3/4. How do I know that? Well, if I make that into eighths, so I can look at them that way, this becomes negative 6/8. Well, negative 6/8 is going to be a little bit farther to the left than 5/8 is to the right. So if we look here, we've got 5/4 greater than negative 1/2 or negative 3/2. Is that true? Oh yeah, because negative 3/2 is to the left of 5/4. What about is negative 3/2 less than negative 3/4? Again, it's to the left. So yes, this one is true as well. 5/4 is farther from 0 than negative 3/2. No, that's actually false, isn't it? Because if we look, 5/4 is only slightly past 1, where 3/2 is halfway in between negative 1 and negative 2. And this says, let's look at the last one, negative 3/2 is farther from 0 than negative 3/4. Yep, that is true. Again, it's further to the left, since they're both on the same side. All right, let's jot down one more thing real quick. So let's get sign. The sign of any number other than 0 is either positive or negative. So like with 6, that's a positive. We don't actually write the sign. With negative 6, it's negative. 0 doesn't have a sign because it's neither positive or negative. So make sure you've got that jotted down. And we are set. Have a great one.